I think a lot of it comes down to a lot of faith as well, you know.
Yeah,
And I think,
yeah.
and I think that leads me on to my next question of how much has faith played a part in your abundance mindset? You know what I mean? Obviously, you've been through your trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
but like, how much has faith played in it?
Now, faith has played a lot in my life. Because basically, I used to be a man that used to hustle on the street. Like, oh, what's up, bro? You got this, let's meet up, let's make money. Dealing and dabbling, wheeling and dealing and all them things. Now, it's only faith that can lead you to a better place. If not for faith and action, having faith is one thing. Applying action to your faith is another thing. For me to say, look, I want to embark on a new life, meaning, number one, I have to first stop my old life. Then I have to unlearn what I learned from my old life. Then I have to now learn what I'm learning in my new life. Then I have to now apply what I'm learning in my new life. Then I have to now go through the process. Only faith can make you understand the process of these things with action. If you continuously go and you believe, you'll continuously find a way. I don't believe nothing without faith. Like, I believe, like, I used to do all this speaking before. I used to do it normal, like on my phone talking, and then I stopped. But one thing I realized about life is no matter when you stop, God didn't stop. And I'll tell people that even when you stop and you're laying at home feeling down and depressed and not knowing what's going on, God is not stopping his plan. When you get back on it, you start feeling like, hang on, why do I feel like this thing didn't stop? It didn't stop. You just took a break. And even God knew you were going to take a break. But you didn't just see how things start picking up. I got a YouTube. My YouTube is like, it's picking up. Like, we started it like in June or July. It's now on 700 something subscribers. To one person, it's like, oh, it's only 700 and something. To me, it's 700 and something more than zero. And I know the value of 1p. So £1 to me is a lot. So 700 and something pounds to me is a lot. So I see it as a value over time. I understand coins to pounds. So I understand all this is a faithful process. Everything I'm doing, I know my gift is speaking. But that's my passion. When my passion turns to a paycheck, I'll involve myself more in it. I invest in it. So I can't go everywhere. I can't be around everyone. I believe I'm meant to do this thing for people. I create a YouTube for them. I invest in it. I call people. I speak to them. I've got someone that manages my social media. That's an investment. I'm not investing for me. I can put my money in my pocket and chill. But I'm like, you know what? I've got a calling to attend to. The way I can attend to it is this way while I'm attending to other things. God has filled up my books. That's because I had faith. I'll tell anyone, faith is the beginning of your journey. If you apply action, it's the way action will get you to your destination. Faith is the beginning of the journey. So I can't deny that. I can't.
I think that's amazing that how faith is intertwined with your purpose.
Yeah.
And I feel like one thing that's helped a lot of people, especially when it comes to mental health and stress and so on, so is knowing that you still have a goal, you still have a purpose. And obviously for us, we somewhat discovered what our purpose is right now.
Yeah.
For someone that doesn't know what their purpose, how would you advise them to kind of figure it out? Because obviously I don't like giving generic things like believe in God and so on, because I feel like even that is a personal journey. Because a lot of us were like raised in a way in which that we believed in God based on our parents. So
Yeah, we're pushed into something.
I would argue
Yeah.
that most of us are agnostic. We don't actually know anything because we haven't experienced it ourselves.
Yeah.
How would you advise, or what words would you have for somebody that feels like they don't have their purpose?
For someone who feels like they don't have their purpose, first thing I would say is you do have a purpose. Contemplating, thinking and pondering about purpose means you do have a purpose. Figuring it out is your next step. How do you figure out your purpose? What do you like? That's the first thing first. What do you like? Do you like running? So maybe you can start going around runners. Whilst you're around runners, you figure something out around running. You might become the lead coach in the universe. You might get one start and manage him and take him around the world. You might like golfing. You don't know how to do it. You're interested in it. You might just research it. Golf, free course, this, that. Go into that. You start from the littlest thing of giving. Give yourself the chance to find your purpose. You have to give yourself the chance. I've read a lot of books. And the books meant, well, nothing. But when I applied what I read in the books, I started realizing the books meant a lot more. You're great, you're as great as you intend to be. To find your purpose is the little things. Okay, you know what? I'm a very disciplined person. I wake up in the morning, I can do this, I can do that. Why don't I go and apply to be someone's PA? How does that correlate? You're disciplined. There's someone in the world that needs someone that's disciplined to aid them with where they're going and doing things. So finding purpose starts from just little nurturing that gives you the self-motivation to carry on. You need motivation to carry on. You understand? The world is very feeble. Everyone wants to show you the greatness of it. I understand that. That's great. But I'm a man that I like showing otherwise. When you see most of the things I do, it's like, oh, why are you showing us you jerking? We've seen you in Louis Vuitton. That's your business. I need to show you the jerking for that person who's thinking about the jerking and thinking, oh, I can't do this. Bro, I've done more than this. I've come back to do this. Pay attention to this. Don't pay attention to that. You gotta like help them find a balance. But purpose is something that's available. But it's the little, it's just that little, I don't know how to put the word little. It's that thing you are overlooking. That, oh, no, I don't need to do that. I need to do it like that. No, that little thing that's free, go and volunteer. You've got time. Time is wealth. If you go and volunteer, you reach your soul. I think people just need to go online. Everyone's got a phone. Go on Google. How can I learn how to drive? And then learn how to drive. How can I learn how to be a driving teacher? Start from the basics. I think that's what people need to do. And they just need to believe in themselves. Like, many things I do, people are like, oh, why didn't you call me to help you? I was like, I just didn't think about it. The more I've learned how to do things, I've always learned how to do things without having to call on people. So when I do get help, I'm very appreciative of it. But my initial thought is, no, I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to do this. No one called you. I called you myself. Someone emailed you. But I said, no, I'm going to call you myself. I like that whole relationship factor. And I'm a believer of, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't learn how to do it more. Just do the little things. That's what people need to do. Do the little things. Don't worry about nothing. But anything that you're still alive for, you ain't done. If you're still alive, you're not done. Only the person that's dead can tell you, I'm done. Whilst you're alive, you're not done. How are you done? You're breathing. You can go and buy milk. You're not done. You still have to eat. You still have to wear clothes. You understand? So as long as you're alive, you're not done. Your purpose is you being alive. You're alive. You're not done. So people need to take that on board and just know that, you know what, I'm going to go on with it. Losing is success. Most winners started off losing. Why? Because it's in your lessons are in losses. Your lessons are not in winning. Your joy is in winning. Your happiness is in winning. But your lessons that lead you to happiness and joy is in losing. It's when you didn't know when you were using the wrong camera, you weren't getting the right color and this. You didn't know about the lighting, the angles. When you experience loads of, oh, that thing is dark. When I edited that, it wasn't that. You now realize, okay, I do it like this. Now look at you. And there's still more levels. But remember where you started, you were working for someone. And you had to go through that. So these are the things that we must do.
Yeah, 100%. I believe that everything is step by step. But I will talk from personal experience. I know a lot of stress comes with it. You know, evolving is not easy, especially when you change or pivot. And I feel like you should always be ready to pivot. That's why I've always stayed in shape. Yeah. I'm always willing to challenge myself and do things. Even this itself is a whole new challenge. I've never really actually spoken or, you know, said anything on the mic.
Well done. I'll get you.
It's a step. Soon I'll be on camera, but eventually step by steps. And I know the anxiety that I get sometimes, even like before when I used to have depression and all of this stuff, getting through that. Obviously, faith has helped a lot for me. But when we do get messages through the Goodman Factory platform, sometimes we're kind of like bewildered by it because we don't know what to say and so on. So I think like obviously going through your journey, how have you managed your mental health?
Going through the journey, how did I manage my mental health? I stopped indulging in things that used to affect it. Like, I used to drink a lot. And then I stopped drinking. Smoking is an on and off relationship for me. But this year has been my longest year without smoking cannabis. I've not smoked cannabis for a long period of time. Hanging out with too many people, listening to too many negative he say, she say storytelling is not good. So I think for me, it was what I did to discipline myself. I disciplined myself by removing factors that I realized were affecting me, right? And then I started dealing with things full on. Like, look, I'm gonna feel this thing. When this thing is coming, I'm not gonna go have a drink, have a smoke, and think it's done. Because when I finish, I feel more agitated about it. No, what's going on? Okay, this is how you deal with it. Solution is always available. Any problem that comes as a solution in thought process, right? So I used to do a lot of club nights. And I'm like, oh, you know what? This is too much. It's getting saturated. I pulled out of that. So people will keep on thinking, but if you keep on leaving where you're making money, but if I didn't do all those things, I wouldn't be sitting there with you today. It's the discipline and, again, action. The action is big. Now, I used to now watch a lot of people that had been through it. There's always similarities. We're all relatable through pain, right? So a lot of people probably came to the country with their parents. Their parents used to work a lot. They lived at home. They never had that connection, or they got in trouble in school. They were on the road. They mixed with this. We all have a lot of pain connections, right? So there's a lot of people online who are speaking about pain. You got to soak it in. Like you said, parents pushed us to religion, right? They pushed us so much we started believing we're a particular religion. Same way you push yourself towards getting better, you start getting better. You push yourself towards learning, you start learning. You put yourself towards success, you start being successful, right? So you've got mental health. You know that. You start watching things to help your mental health. You soak up so much of it. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, I gotta go. In movement, it's for processes that you're not overthinking. The overthinking used to be when I was sitting down thinking, oh, what am I gonna do? What's going on? What's the The problems that I had 3 years ago that I thought were gonna kill me, I might not hear 3 years later talking about them. Again, as long as you're still alive, you're not done. No, that thing going on in your head is fine. Do not harm yourself. It's not ours, it's not worth it. Like one of my uncles, he passed away, he jumped out of the building. Do not harm yourself. Because in harming yourself, you're harming people more than you. You're harming your family members who are going to be left forever thinking, why, if, could, should. You're leaving behind, you're taking away a legacy that could have become. You passing away, you don't even know what you could have achieved. That's ending something in a process. People should stay away from suicide. No matter how much you're going through, take time out, go around people. And also, I learned speaking up. I used to be a very quiet person growing up. Don't tell anyone anything, don't tell anyone this. No, but like, when I go out and people are talking, I'll talk to them about my things. And then you start realizing that, you know what? Sharing is caring. If you share something, someone will care to help you through it. If you share that, oh, look, I ain't got £5. Someone might give you 2, they might not give you 5, but that's caring enough to bring you to 3. So your problem that was 5 is now 3. So all these things, I just used to apply different things. Every time, I'll be like, the way I got over clubbing, this is crazy. I used to love going clubbing every day. How did I get over clubbing? I started putting it in my mind that clubbing is only 3 hours. As long as I can take 3 hours, resist 3 hours, I'm done. Why? Because I get to the club at 12, it's finished by 3. So between 12 and 3, as long as I've occupied myself, I don't miss nothing. I created that in my head, right? The drinking thing is, if I drink myself to death, what happens? Everyone's gonna be like, look at this guy that had so much potential. Then my dad died and I was drinking and I blacked out a few times. I said, no, this is not good. Why? Because if I die, I go and meet my mama. My mama will be like, look at you, this idiot. You killed yourself at this age. So you start investing things in your mind. You start putting in your mind to now help you seek more. I just did so many stuff. Reading, watching things, speaking to people, doing activities. I hate the gym. I went to the gym. I've been through my stage of depression. I've been through my stage of transition, because you got to understand, there's no way I wouldn't be depressed when I'm used to going out, taking my card, buying champagne, popping it, fireworks coming, latest clothes, chicks all over the place, bedrooms, this, that. So all of a sudden I'm waking up, I have to go and drive a van to go and stand somewhere and say, oh, would you like to buy rice? That's gonna fuck up, sorry, that's gonna mess up most men. But I knew I was doing it for the betterment. Do you know how many people now see me and say, oh, Mr. Oshodi. These are things that help us. You have to go through it. Pain, you have to go through it. Everyone has their time. The athlete has his time where he's got a busted knee. but he's missing. Do you know what it's like to play and then miss the championship? Or you miss the final? There's been people that's gone through that. They've been training for 11, 10 months. It's championship time. Busted knee. Do you know how that man feels? It's not the money. It's the feeling. How does he overcome it? When you're ready, get back to it. Get back to it and look forward to the next championship. Don't give up at this one that's here. That's how you go overcome it, man. I love people. I love life. I tell them my favorite thing is every day above ground is a great day. Once you wake up in the morning, you're alive. Try and work on everything you need to work on in that time. No one knows tomorrow. Like they say in Rocky, there is no tomorrow. Do it today.